Hari Om. Thank you for tuning in. I just got back yesterday from a wonderful trip to China, Beijing, and a city called Zhengzhou. And it's beautiful to see how the Chinese yogis are ready to move beyond yoga as a form of simply physical fitness and to understand the full scope of yoga. And I'm also happy to be back to begin these Bhagavad Gita video lessons again. This one I'm calling, this is episode 26, I'm calling You've Got a Friend. Let's start as usual by taking a moment to close our eyes. Take a slow, deep, full inhalation. And to slowly exhale. And opening the eyes. So we've been studying for the last few video lessons the 7th verse of the 2nd chapter, and it deals with Arjuna shifting and taking refuge in Sri Krishna, or the higher self. And he's totally sincere in this, but apparently he's not able to fully surrender, because we see in the next verse, verse 8, that he's still in a heap of pain. I'll read you the verse. I don't think anything can extinguish this fire of grief raging within me, even if I were to become the prosperous and unrivaled ruler of the earth, and even over the heavens. So, how much pain is Arjuna in? He's saying that even if he was the unrivaled ruler here on earth, that wouldn't be enough to alleviate his suffering. And even to take it a step further, if there's some other plane called heaven and he was the unrivaled ruler there, he still would feel the same. The Buddha talks about suffering as being inherent in life. Maybe a more accurate way of putting it would be a mind cut off from the true self will face misery. And there are the normal daily discomforts that we face physically and mentally. And then there are the big ones. Probably there's a few times in everyone's life where they really are brought down to their knees and the situation feels crushing, like we see in Arjuna's case here. We can do our best to try to think ourselves out of this suffering, and no doubt the yoga practices help. There's a practice in Sanskrit called Pratipaksha Bhavana, or cultivating the opposite thought, and those things can help. But to paraphrase the great Albert Einstein, he said, there are problems that we face that we cannot get out of at the same level of consciousness that we created them. And that's where yoga comes in. Arjuna now does find some solace in pouring out his heart to Sri Krishna. We can say it's the act of the soul turning, truly turning to the higher self, or the Atman, or it could be the outer guru, and really expressing itself fully what it's going through. And hopefully each of us has some friend in our life, some companion who we can do that with. I think that a good homework assignment for this week could be to think about, has there been any time in your life where you were laid low like this? And if so, how did you deal with it? And how did you come out of it? Let's conclude here. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next week. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.